Hey, y'all, and welcome back. This is Heather again, senior member of the communications team here at Tax Goddess. And today we have Darin Kaiser with us. So, Darin, welcome. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hey, everybody. Thanks for having me here, Heather. And just thank you guys so much for bringing me on board as a new member of the business development team with Tax Goddess. It's been a really exciting month so far. I know that Shauna reached out to me this past fall and just could not tell her no. And I've been working with
Awesome.
Shauna for a little over a year as a client. And it's just been a really great experience having been in this as an entrepreneur for the last 10 years with my wife in our small business. It's been a really great example of seeing just like, somebody who's very passionate about what they do, but then has built a team around themselves. So watching Shauna do that over the last year and then being included in that's been just a real blessing. So really
Aw,
excited for the coming year.
so happy to
And
hear that.
can't say enough good things about the Tax Goddess team.
Awesome, awesome. And I obviously know what you do. Maybe I missed it when you were talking just a minute. So, for anyone that's listening or viewing us right now, what can you do for them? How can you help them if they were to reach out to you? What do you do for us here?
So my job now, moving forward with Shauna is really in business development, and I think the strength that I have for a lot of people is bringing a perspective from being a small business owner and also being a dad, a parent, a spouse,
Mm,
that I've had to balance that dynamic of managing professional life and personal life, taking care of
right.
family, being able to have a balance there, but then also looking at like, okay, how do we position ourselves for the future? How do we look
Mm,
at being good stewards of what we've been given: time,
mm,
talents, money, energy, and
love that.
then bestowing that on somebody who's new coming in and saying, hey, there's a real opportunity here for you to set yourself apart, not just financially, but also in the business world. I think that's what I really bring to the table, is that understanding for a lot of people.
Awesome. Well, that sounds lovely and a great segue into some questions that we're going to ask you just so our lovely audience can get to know you a little bit better. So, what is the best financial advice that either you've been given or that you could give our viewers today?
Um, I think one of the best pieces of financial advice was something my father always taught me: was if you spend less than you make or you live below your means, you'll always be rich. And
Mm.
so that's always been a funny little thing that's always kind of stuck in the back of my head. But one of the best pieces of financial advice is investing in yourself. You can
Mm,
never go wrong with continued education, putting money into, you're the ultimate driver of your ship, and
right.
you will always get a big ROI when you invest in yourself
Mm.
or in making yourself better. So
Nice. And your dad sounds like a very intelligent man. I mean, that's kind of common sense, wouldn't you think? But
I would think
hey,
so.
most might know, they may not know.
Yep.
All right. So, next, on a scale of 1 to 10, how do you feel about early retirement?
Ooh, that's a good question. I would say, if 1 is the lowest, 10 is the highest. I would say an absolute 10 for anything that does not um, bring life back into you. So it
Mm,
might not be just retiring from like work in general, but I would
mm-hmm.
say take it a step further and say, what are the things that you don't get life out of? What are the things that
Mm,
don't, bring reward to you or return on your investment? I would retire from those things immediately.
like that. Yeah.
My idea of, retiring and, sitting on a beach sipping, drinks with a little umbrella or golfing every
Right.
day doesn't, I don't aspire to that for like,
Mm-hmm.
55, 60, 65, and, being this retiree.
Mm-hmm.
I would say a 1 for that, in that I think if you do things that you love and that pour life into
Mm.
you, and you can then pour life into somebody else, like I foresee myself being in my 60s and 70s and 80s, hopefully doing consulting and
Uh-huh.
really like, mentoring. It may not be work, maybe it's volunteer or I'm getting
For
paid
sure.
fees, but I would like to think that when I'm 70 and 80 years old, that I still have something to give that I
Oh,
can
I
give
love
back to
that.
people younger than me. So that's
Yeah.
what my head gives.
Awesome. Well, I almost feel like I was like, well, that was so good. We're just going to end, but we have a few more. That was very touching. Thank you, Darin.
Yeah.
So, umbrellas and beaches, not good for retirement. But what are your vacation goals? Do you have any vacation goals?
Take my wife wherever she wants to go. She has more vacation goals than
Oh,
I do.
nice.
I do. I'm a very active person, so I have places. If you see the picture behind me, that is Mount Hood, Oregon. We live in Colorado, so I love the mountains. So
Nice.
mountain biking, skiing, hiking, any of those kind of things. But when it gets to be, which it's January right now in Colorado, February, it's
Yeah.
cold. So boy, I could really use a beach. So
Right.
never been to
I don't
Costa
do
Rica.
mountains and I don't do cold.
There you go. I could go for Costa Rica. I've never been there. It's a bucket list place for me. So
That
someday.
is a bucket list of
Yeah.
mine as well. I was like, I would love to go to Costa Rica. I've been to Belize, but
It's pretty
not Costa Rica. So, and next up is your biggest investment. I have a feeling I know what you might say, but hey, what's been your
number one, I would say would probably be me. College and then certifications and then courses over the years. There's been a lot of time, energy, money spent on, helping me to become the best version of myself. And then, the other biggest investment is, my wife and I have been entrepreneurs for 10 years. We opened an in-person boutique gym. And then most recently we pivoted at the end of 2021 to fully remote coaching. And we are rolling out. This is not something that's been very new in the works. But we are now offering a very affordable option for coaching that's more app-based. So we are putting together something in that environment for that, part of the business. So a different arm of the company's coming out. But I would say the number one investment for us is, for me, has been myself personally. So
I love that. So yeah, if you can't invest in yourself, then you can't be the best version that you need to be for all the other people that depend on you. Correct? Yep. Yeah. So let's see. Okay. Next, what is the greatest quality that you have that you are grateful for?
I would say my best quality is, it's hard. It's a toss up. A lot of people tell me, they're like, Darin, you're always just so positive. Very optimistic, kind of positive demeanor. That's been something that's been just a trait of mine ever since I was even a little baby. And just happy, like, personality. But I would say, more so than that is, I think for me, like a servanthood, I would say is one of my best qualities. I really truly do enjoy seeing other people be successful. So good. And I know in the business world, it's like, it's a dog eat dog world. And if you're not the top dog, and you better, you got to fight tooth and nail. And it's like, I, in some ways, agree with that, but I also agree with the perspective that, like, when the tide rises, all the ships rise. And as my background is in coaching, I would say, like, when I see other people become successful, it's a big thing for me to, like, be part of that success story. But it also, it helps me keep me motivated towards my own goals. And so that servanthood, just a servant heart, just watching other people grow and into their true calling, has been something that I would say is one of my better attributes.
Well, and I can attest to that because I have seen it here with the team. So that is wonderful. We have 2 more questions left for our viewers. What is your goal for this year?
Well, I would say the biggest goal for me this year is just to really acclimate into the Tax Goddess system, and learn all of our processes, procedures, really have a good, thorough understanding of how do we, bring someone from a prospective status into a client and really give them the traction that they need to create lasting change for their business, for their personal life. And so that's my biggest goal for 2023, is really just to become a really solid contributing member of the team. And then, the second
Nice.
piece of that is, take my coaching experience
Mm,
in the wellness market space, and
mhm.
then help people get the coaching that they need in the financial and the business sector, because I think there's a lot of go between. I think there's a lot of
Mhm.
parallels in the two, that people have big aspirations. They have big goals
Right.
in relation to their businesses and their finances, and they need good
Mhm.
coaching. They need
That's right.
accountability. They need somebody to take them by the hand and say, here are the steps that you're going to take. These are your marching orders. And then they need
Mhm.
accountability and follow up to see it through, because it is very overwhelming. There's a lot of
Mhm.
other things that you need to do as a business owner or as a professional.
Mhm.
And in order to, have the best chance you can at some of these things, you need a team. It's not Lone
Right.
Ranger. Um, you know,
Right.
just like any good quarterback, it's almost Super Bowl. So like any good
Yep.
quarterback, they got a whole team of people around them, making sure that they can do their best. And I think that's my big goal for this year, is become part of that team, so that people that are looking for services like Tax Goddess can, have a team around them to actually
Mhm.
help them do their best. So there you go.
Cool. Awesome. Last question before we go. Work smart or work hard?
Yes, both, maybe. I would
Okay.
say that, no, in all honesty, I think the people that I know that are the smartest workers are also the
Mhm.
hardest workers. You
So they
can't.
kind of go hand in hand,
They
right?
do. They go hand in hand. In order for you to
Fair.
be smart and efficient and have efficacy in whatever you do, you have to work hard at it.
Mhm.
Like, it's
That's
not
right.
just like you woke up and you were smart, or you just like offloaded all these things and like, oh, I'm working smarter because
Yeah.
I got everybody else to do stuff. No, I think the people that are like truly, truly successful, and
Mhm.
they have this appearance of like ease of doing whatever they do. They have worked their tail off. Let's be
Mhm.
honest. Like, they have, and then
Fair.
it becomes I think, an issue of smart, of
Mm.
understanding, like, what are my time constraints? Where do I find
Mhm.
balance, and how do I create again a team around me to actually help me, work smarter, not harder. But
For sure.
you can't balk on the fact that people that work smart are hard, diligent workers. So
Mhm. Well, good. Thank you
yeah,
so much for your time with us today, Darren. And so,
thank you
just
for
a
having me.
quick little recap, of course, anytime. So, again, Darren is with us here from the business development team. And today we went over a few questions on best financial advice, retirement, vacation goals, biggest investments. Darren, how can our viewers get the biggest bang for their buck, reach all of these goals we talked about today, if they're paying way too much in taxes? Like, if they're spending all of their money on taxes, what can they do? Kind of putting you on the spot here, so
Oh,
let me
that's
know what you
great.
think.
I like this
Cool.
question a lot, and I think, again, it goes back to stewardship.
Hmm.
We are all given just so much time, talent, energy, and
Hmm.
I think it comes back to really, number one, taking a step back from what you're currently looking at, and
Hmm.
doing your best to separate, disconnect, and look at it from a third party view, and go, okay,
Mm.
what are the choices that I need to make today to move the ball down the field? What are the choices that are going to set me up for
Hmm.
success a year from now, 3 years from now, 5 years from now? Because it's very easy
Right.
to get caught up in, well, I want to give you $1, I want $2 back.
Right.
But like, how do I invest into a long-term solution that has a pathway to success, a team that's going
Hmm.
to help me, navigate rough waters that are coming? I mean, if you don't think that you're going to have some, hard times coming up, you're a little delusional. Sorry.
Right. I
Right.
was thinking
But
that
I think,
myself.
if, to answer your question very succinctly, Heather, if you want to truly reach your financial goals, number one, you have to have a pathway
Hmm.
to really get there, that's been vetted
Yeah.
out. And Tax
Yes.
Goddess has been around for 18 plus years. Okay. You've got to have a team that's going to help, hold your feet to the fire sometimes. And you have to have real
Hmm.
conversations, and tender and tough, but, understanding that the team is looking to help you pursue the goals that you've
That's
established in your
right.
life. And that, I think, that's that's the biggest thing, is like having a pathway, but then also having a team around you to help make sure that you navigate it. So
perfect. For sure, for anyone that has not subscribed to our YouTube channel, be sure that you do that, because more tips and tricks will be coming from myself, of course, and I'll probably be dragging Darin in more often than not. So y'all stay tuned to YouTube. Thank you. Facebook group, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. What else am I forgetting, Darin? Where else can they see us?
Think I covered LinkedIn. I think.
Oh, LinkedIn. I always forget that one. LinkedIn. Yes. LinkedIn, Instagram, and of course Facebook. Our website. Yep. Y'all reach out to Darin if you have any questions, and we will talk to you guys later. Thank you again, Darin, so much, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.